Welcome to Sunday Springboard with Melanie and Kimberly Coaching, where we help women find their confidence and thrive after toxic relationships. They will never change. Ooh, when I say that, what does that make you feel? That's hard, isn't it? They will never change. Can't everybody change? Doesn't everybody get a chance to change? Don't you know people who have changed? I do know people who have changed. And I'm not talking about everybody. We're talking about narcissists, sociopaths, the people in your lives that are causing these toxic relationships. When I say they will never change, that's still really hard. How can we say that someone will never change? Let's dig into this a little bit and see if we can determine whether this is actually true or not. What do you think about this? Do you think about, is it possible, do you think it's possible for someone to survive if they fall out of a plane without a parachute? Well, actually in 1972, Vesna Vulovic was a flight attendant aboard a plane that flew over Czechoslovakia. The plane exploded, broke into 3 pieces, and everyone on board was killed except for her. She survived a fall of 6.3 miles. So she survived. What about falling out of a skyscraper? Do you think you could survive that? In 2007, Alcides Moreno was a window washer, and their scaffolding collapsed, and he fell 47 stories. Killed his brother, but he survived. So we know it is possible to survive falling from a plane with no parachute. It is possible to survive falling from a skyscraper. So when we say, isn't it possible for them to change? Well, first of all, what if I were to say, okay, let's go up in a plane and jump without parachute? Or let's go jump off the skyscraper. There's a chance we'll live. And you would say, you're crazy. No, I won't do it. And I'm like, why? There's a chance that we will survive. And you would say, no, the odds are against it. I'm not going to risk my life. I'm not going to make my life, plan my life around something that has such a terrible chance, terrible percentage of happening. But when we say, can a narcissist change? Actually, the experts say we don't have a true percentage because it's not an exact science, but the chance that a narcissist or a sociopath will change is probably 2%. I mean, it's tiny, tiny. And the reason why is that in order to change, you have to believe that something needs to be changed, that you are wrong in some way and that you need to change something. Narcissism, true narcissistic personality disorder is a personality disorder, and they're incapable of believing that there's anything wrong with them. So narcissists generally believe if there's anything wrong, it's wrong with the other person of the world. As long as they do not accept that there's anything wrong with them, they will not change. But they might be able to realize that there's a little bit wrong, and they might make some very minor behavioral changes, but the experts say they will be very minor and they will be temporary. They won't be permanent. So what is the answer to this? Can a narcissist change? The odds are no. Now that's still hard to say. Why is this so hard for us to accept that they're never going to change? I've come up with a few reasons. If you come up with some other ones, let me know, because this is not an exhaustive list. I feel like it's hard for us because we feel like we're giving up. Like we're giving up on the relationship, on the marriage, on the person, and on the hope that things are going to change. This hope is what has kept us in this relationship for so long. This hope that things will change, that things will get better. And if we accept that they're never going to change, we give up that hope. Now, one of the things that we're hoping is to go back to the way it was before. And so basically we're giving up on the dream, right? Because if you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that what they were at the first was a role, a persona they were playing. They had a mask on, they were being the person they knew you wanted to really be. Now, if you have not watched my previous videos, you can go to my YouTube channel. There's a link to my YouTube channel on in the show notes, and you can watch all the previous videos. So what's really hard is that we believe winners never give up. I hate the thought of being a quitter. We have all these people inundating us with this, don't give up, keep on, never, never give up. And you even might have people in your life, family members or friends, who are saying, you shouldn't give up on your marriage or on your relationship. Just try a little harder, give them another chance. Give them another 7,471 chances. And the thing is that this really affects us a lot. It makes us really keep on and on and on, even when maybe our gut is telling us to stop. So in order to go forward, we need to just stop listening to this idea that we can never give up. We've heard the statement, live to fight another day. The idea that we're accepting that they can never change is not really giving up. It's really just accepting the reality of the truth. So what would be different in our lives if we were to believe this? First of all, if you're at the stage of thinking, should I go or should I stay, this might help you make the decision. If you were to say, okay, what I have right now is all I'm ever going to have, it's never going to get any better, can you be happy with that? Can you live the rest of your life with that? That question itself may help you make the decision if you're on the fence. Should I go or should I stay? But what if your relationship has already ended? What if you left? What if the other person left? If you left, you might be still having feelings of guilt and shame, and you're thinking, maybe I gave up too soon. Maybe I didn't try hard enough. If they have left you, or either way, if you're seeing they've already gone on to another person, you may be seeing them post on social media, and they look all great and wonderful, and he looks like he's changed. And you're like, how come I couldn't love him enough? Or how come I couldn't be enough of a woman or a man? Because they're all women narcissists. So how come I couldn't be enough to make them change? And now this other person, they're changing for this other person. Now, if I accept that they will never change, I realize that they haven't changed. They're doing the same thing to this next person that they did to you in the beginning. They're doing the love bombing and they're playing the role. If I were to accept he's never going to change, this would let me let go of those negative feelings that I feel about myself, or that I feel about them, and the longing and the wishing, maybe I should have stayed longer. Now, what if your relationship continues? Maybe you have decided to stay. You thought it through, and for whatever reason, maybe you just feel too strong of a commitment. Maybe it's cultural. Maybe you feel like the children aren't safe if you leave them half the time with them. Maybe you're in a family situation or a job, and you just feel like, either for whatever reason, at least for right now, you are continuing in this relationship. Having this thought can actually help you. So one of the things that it will do, it will help you change your expectations. Expectations are premeditated resentments. Part of your problem, and a large part of your problem right now, is expecting this person to provide for you what you need. If you change your expectations, you're not going to expect that anymore. You're not going to expect sympathy or empathy from them. You're not going to expect support or the love. All the things that you look at other relationships and you want, you're not going to expect this from them. Now you may say, well, what kind of relationship is that? It's not one, but you don't have it now either. But right now you don't have it and you keep longing for it, so you're in pain constantly. Whereas if you decide, I'm not in it, I'm not going to get it, how can I live for today at least in acceptance of this? If you think this way, you don't have to keep trying to understand why. Why are they doing this? Why can't I be enough for them to stay with me? Why can't I be enough for them to love me, to cherish me, to listen to me, to care about me? Why? Why do they treat me this way when I treat them so well? You don't have these questions if you understand this is about them and it's not going to change. It helps you not to take it personal. Again, this is not about you. When you see them off with the next person, it's not about you. It's not that you weren't good enough. It's that they will never be happy, and they're going to keep on going on, and they're not going to change. This will help you let go of that feeling of, I can love them enough to make them happy, I can love them enough to keep them sober, I can love them enough to make them love me. And once you change your expectations, then you can change your responses. You can start to detach, step back. And again, I understand this is not the way a marital relationship or a romantic relationship should be. But this is what you have right now. And if you've decided to stay in it, this will make you be happier in yourself. So detach, step back, protect yourself. So in the past, you've been letting yourself be vulnerable. You've been sharing things with them, hoping that they will reciprocate, hoping that they will love you and support you. And it ends up with them ignoring you, or they use it against you, or whatever. So you're just not going to do that anymore. You're not going to open yourself up to be vulnerable. And the way you're going to be able to do this is you're going to find your own support group. You're going to find people who love you, care about you, who will be your friends, who will be your support. Should you get it from them? Yes, but you're not going to. And you've decided for the moment this is the way you want to do this. Now, if you can do this, then you can stop trying to buy bread at the hardware store, expecting your narcissist person to give you these emotional blessings is like buying bread at the hardware store, and you can stop doing that. So this is hard. I know this is hard. If you would like some help, I would love to help you talk through this. If you can just think about this through the next couple of weeks, how would your life be different if I accept the fact that they will never change? There's a link in the show notes. You can schedule a free consult with me. We can talk and visit and decide what areas of your life you need some help with. How can you change it so that you can be your best self, so you can feel confident and powerful and enough to move forward in whichever way you need to do that. Meanwhile, watch my videos on my YouTube channel and have a great week.